Well, the wait till you see me on my bike line from KarQ isn't actually a meme now that the Shion trailer is fully out because yes, she can actually ride her bike, the motorcycle. So the new Shion trailer for the new hero is out right now, and we're going to react to the gameplay trailer that shows off all her abilities. And yes, I did play the hero a little bit early, so I'll give some insight and some meta predictions on where she'll end up. We also have a full ability list, so we're going to sort of break down what we see on the ability list versus what's on the hero trailer, and give a little comparison in what's going on here. So let's start from the top here. Shion, out now. This trailer just came out like an hour ago from after you're watching this. So yeah, she starts off, is on her bike. Super badass Omnic hero.
Few get a second chance at my mercy, but our enemies won't even get a first.
Okay, nice little back shot there, of course. Okay, so she holds a dual pistol. Let's wait until we fire it off here. Okay, the bike comes up, but we'll get to that afterwards. Let's show off her first ability, or her weapon, which is called the Kira pistols. It says rapidly fire the Anima pistols. Anima technology. These are dual wielding, but it looks like she fires 3 rounds at a time per hand. It's not like an akimbo pistol where you are alternating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you're firing both at the same time. It's 3 on each hand. 1, 2, 3 right hand, 1, 2, 3 left hand, 1, 2, 3 right hand. So here it is again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait, take a look at these Anima pistols. Look at the detail on that. That is the white tiger right there for the Hashimoto leader right there. She's got nails and everything, red nails.
Executed.
Okay, so that is her secondary fire. This is called the execution. Fire an X-shaped volley. Hold to tighten spread. So this looks like her secondary fire. Hold it. And then when you hold it down to tighten the spread, she just fires a little mini barrage of bullets, and it looks like it does a burst damage. And the longer you hold it, the tighter the spread, which means it's more accurate if you hold it a little bit longer. It kind of reminds me of maybe like Hanzo's arrow, where you kind of, hold it to charge it down to increase the accuracy or increase the precision. This one specifically tightens the spread. Here we'll get another look at her firing her pistols. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I can't stand fear dodgers.
Oh, do you see that? Into the execution. Do you see how she dodged the train here on Neon Junction? So this is her next ability. It's called Evade. Dash and briefly gain overhealth. Obviously, this trailer doesn't have like the UI elements to show how much overhealth she does gain specifically. If I remember correctly, because I was able to play test her, I think she gains 50 overhealth on a dash. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me. This is still early, by the way. We're still a few days away from her coming out. Those numbers may have changed before the live version comes out, but if I remember correctly, 50 overhealth on the dash. Boom. Dodging it. Then we get another look at the execution ability where she charges it, and look at the spread. I don't know how many bullets fire out when you tighten it. 1, 2, 3. I would assume 3 per each pistol. You know how it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I would assume it's 6 bullets come out. And again, tighter spread if you hold it together for a big chunk of burst damage. Look at that dash. Oh, so there's another look at the dash. So we dashed once off the train. It might be a pretty short cooldown. I think it's only 1 charge of dash. I can't recall if you have multiple, you can store multiple dash charges. But this looks like a pretty short cooldown in the trailer, but don't trust like, they might be filming this in God mode where you dodge the train, hit the ability, then dash again.
Is that all?
But that's another dash. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Another look at the pistols. Reload animation.
I should change that.
Badass look, Mizuki and Baptiste. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bang.
You'll never be free of me.
And then we have the bike. The white tiger hair, great detail here. So yes, you can actually use your bicycle in the game. According to the ability sheet, this is called Joyride. Rev your engine, reactivate to dismount, and launch your bike forward. So there's multiple ways to use this. If you use this bike, you can obviously reposition. You can use it to get out of spawn. If you die, you can get back to the fight a lot earlier. And then yes, you can dismount and then throw your bike at the enemy. If you guys play Smash Bros and you're a Wario player, yes, you can throw your bike at the enemies. So there's a couple of ways to do it. You can just launch it straight forward, or it looks like you can jump into the air and then kick your bike, and you can pick the direction your bike goes in. Look, there's a Farah above the Shion, and you're able to launch it 45 degrees upwards into the sky. And then here we're entering the last point of the map here. So another showcase of her running in action, the execution, firing 3 shots, a nice melee animation, sick reload, dashes forward and gets another execution. Okay, I'm not gonna, so it looks like the dash might have 2 charges. The execution has a pretty short cooldown if she was able to use it here. I don't know how much I want to trust the timing of it all, but she opens with execution like this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. Maybe a 6-second cooldown before the for each charged execution. Or it might kind of be like a Zarya secondary fire where you're always able to use the execution. It just fires 6 bullets, right? If I had to guess. And maybe it's not tied to any because there's a long timer between your shots. So maybe there's no cooldown at all for execution. Can't quite remember. The stare down. Ooh, okay.
I'm a one-woman army.
Boom. Okay, so that's the ultimate right there. Oh my god, look at that dash. Blanca level 2 if you're a Street Fighter player. Boom.
These streets will
A backflip onto the bike. Does damage. All right, we could talk a little bit more about the ultimate. You barely got any look at this.
I'm a one-woman army.
So she charges up. Let's read the ability sheet. So this ultimate is called Satsuriku Spree. It says rush forward 3 times in a storm of gunfire. So 3 rushes. So it looks like a Reaper ult in a way where like when you rush forward, she gets a little spiral of damage. But it looks like she gets a little forward dash where she kind of like lunges towards you with AoE fire. I assume if you get hit by her, it does damage, and then all the little bullets around you do damage. But it says you get up to 3 rushes. And if I remember correctly as well, think of it like Ahri's ultimate from League of Legends. You know how she gets 3 dashes, and every time she dashes, you can like launch some of or it launches like auto foxfire or whatever. This is the same concept. You dash forward and you do some burst in one direction, then you can use the next dash to go backwards. And if I remember correctly, you can also use it omnidirectionally. So you can go dash forward, dash up to do more damage, and then use the last one to dash out. And then you come out of it and you also have your evade or your actual base dash. So she's actually quite movement heavy.
Your lives are mine.
Look at that chase, dash. So that was basically showcasing the omnidirection. Do you see how like you originally just saw it horizontally forward on the ground? Another one where you're on the ground, 1, 2, and that's the 3rd one. And she picked a 45-degree angle upwards towards the sky to chase the Sierra. Boom, big burst damage. So the ultimate can be used for damage, but also to reposition if you run out of dashes. Very, very cool. All right, let's take a look at her perks here. Her first minor perk is called Rapid Reload. Evade now reloads 9 ammo. I mean, let's go back to her pistols. You know how she fires 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? I would say she probably has 18 ammo. I think she had a bit more in my playtest, but if I had to guess, it's probably 18 ammo. So the dash or the evade will probably reload half her clip. Because I feel like if you only had 9 ammo, like a full reload, it might as well just say full reload. 18 sounds good, 3 on each side, or 24. So you get 4 shots per side. But 18 is probably a safe number for rapid reload. Her next minor perk is called Ex Machina, where execution now deals 20% more damage to enemies below half health. So it's kind of like an execution tool, kind of like Echo, where Echo's beam does more damage if they're less than half health. So this execution will do more if you take the Ex Machina perk. Personally, I'd probably use rapid reload for just more spam. But honestly, this if you're just specifically looking, if you don't have much time to poke people and you're looking to just kill them, Ex Machina could be pretty good. For her major perk, Refuel Joyride, instantly restores 50 health, regenerate 20 health per second while active. So this kind of incentivizes you to use your bike more to disengage because of the fact it heals you. You don't really need to use refuel out of spawn because you're going to be coming back at full health. So mid-fight, it looks like there's no like cast animation to go on your mount or your bike. I call it a mount because there's a lot of games I play where you can just quickly hop on a bike. I think you just hop on instantly and you start regenning HP and then you just bike away. Okay, and then the last major perk is called Faces of Death. This allows her to gain all the damage sub-roll passives which are gonna be recon, specialist, and sharpshooter. So actually, I forgot to mention, by default, she is in the flanker sub role. And honestly, she fits it quite well. She's very mobile. She's on the bike. It's probably really loud. I'm not sure how easy it is to flank on the bike when it's super loud, but she can dash. And her ultimate has a bunch of dashes, so she's very slippery in that capacity. So the flanker sub role by default allows the mini health packs. Instead of healing 75, it can heal 150, which is really cool. But this major perk giving her the other sub roles is actually quite strong on paper. So let me explain. We have first the recon sub role, which she would gain, in which if she deals damage to enemies below 50% HP, and or if at any point you're chasing them down and shooting them with a pistol, and they go below 50% HP, you get wall hacks. They become visible through the walls. Big red outline for about 3.5 seconds. So that's pretty strong. Like, let's say you hit the tracer once and she blinked behind the wall. You actually get vision of her. It'd be pretty good to help chase them down. The other sub-role passive is Specialist, which means after she like eliminates this tracer in this trailer, for example, she can reload her pistols really quickly, because that's the sub-role where after you kill an enemy, you get double the reload speed for a few seconds. This one looks like the standard reload speed in the trailer specifically, but that's what the perk would do. And then finally, we have Sharpshooter. That's where your primary fire critical hits would reduce the cooldown of your movement abilities. So what does that entail? Well, that means if you're critting with these pistols on the head, I would assume her dash would go on a shorter cooldown, and her bike, because those are both movement abilities. When you have it on someone like Hanzo, it's only his lunge for the sharpshooter, or if you have it on Widowmaker, it's only her grapple, but she's baked in with 2 movement abilities. That one, and her motorcycle. I'm pretty sure it's both. And then we have her ultimate, which is a movement ability in itself, but because it's tied to the ultimate charge, I'm sure it doesn't reduce the cooldown of that. But that is what the sharpshooter can do. And I think that's all we got for the Shion breakdown for now. Early breakdown down into the Tiger's Den. Again, this hero comes out June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's patch time for season 3. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of Shion. Oh, I forgot to mention her place in the meta. I predict she will be sort of she will be a flanker replacement for a tracer. Like if you have one hit scan player and then you mix that in with one flanker, she'll be absolutely amazing. She's going to be probably the most popular hero for a long time. She's a lot of fun, and she'll slot right in pretty well because she's pretty lethal, and she has lethality, which is something that maybe Onrun didn't have on release as one of the newer flankers in the game. Onrun's pretty good at it now, but she's a little vulnerable if you're not too careful. But since she can hop on her bike to engage, disengage, and she has pretty good burst, I think she's going to be a very strong meta hero. But yeah, that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully you guys are excited as well.